I am a little heavy lipsticky today. I have a lipstick on and then a different color of a gloss. And then I put like something moisturizing on top. So I feel like I have grandma lips right now. Oh, now it's looking more normal. Okay, great. Can we move that next episode and that Discord? Because that's sort of unclear. Usually we have that in between the Ask Bird Mom live and the picture. Like usually on top of the Ask Bird Mom, just because, yeah,
Yes, boss.
Thanks. We have producer and inspo extraordinaire, the Nestbot here, moving things around on the TikTok. Thank you, my Nestbot. Comdab, as usual. And we have a special guest today filling in for Abe, who is on a cruise with the family right now. We have the one, the only, the magnificent, the beautiful, the Brazilian, Maisie Grobe, aka Donnie, sitting in the control seat. God bless you, Donnie. Mwah. I am so happy that you're with us. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm so glad. Very grateful. Yeah. Woo! Woo! I am very excited to talk to you, Patty, about your question. Patty sent in an amazing bird mom thing that we're going to talk about next week. I'm super excited. But we have a really nice lineup for today, guys. This is so nice. I'm like excited that we're all together. Oh, we've got justice absolutely reigns from above. Obviously it reigns from above. Clearly, Stormawader. Clearly, Gabe's goose. Coffee shop charisma. It was so nice to meet you too. Thank you. Papa Smear. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hello, Widowmaker. I am doing great. Thank you. I am doing great. Hey, AK Bank Canker Lanker Lecker. My goodness. Hello, I love you too. Hello, so at last. Hi. It's okay. You always slay. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Lucky Fox. Hello, Pale Paraparas. Pale Paraparas. Hello, Safi. Thank you. I love you too. That is very nice. Hala, Braja Malvada. So nice. I'm seeing right now in the chat. So if you guys have a question for a future Ask Bird Mom, I don't know how many of you have done an Ask Bird Mom stream before, but Ask Bird Mom streams are the real talk advice streams where people come on and talk about things that are going on in their lives. And I, as a trusted adult, am here to talk it through with you. I am going to go into the disclaimer. I'm starting with the disclaimer right now. I am not a medical professional. I have no medical training whatsoever. I am a strong believer in therapy. I encourage you to get therapy and help from a professional should you find yourself in a place where you need to. Think of me as a trusted adult. Think of me as someone who just loves you as a member of the community and wants to be here to help. And if I can point you in the right way, I want to. And let's all just be good to each other and present with each other. I am really grateful to be here and that you guys are all here. This is so fun. This is the third. No, this is Ness. Is this the second week or no, it's the second week. This is the second week in a row that we're doing bird moms. You know, early in the pandemic, we used to do bird moms every week, and then we sort of stretched it out to once a month, and we're doing it once a week for 4 weeks. So this is week 2, and we're going to see if it builds, and we're going to see how many people come back. But so far, so good, guys. We're kind of loving it. Let me see who else is over here. Hello, Nemo Nagrom. We do love Ness in the house. I agree 100%. Maisie getting some love as expected. X unfinished sentence. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Lima Lime. Pezcoy, thank you so much. You know, I'm a little embarrassed because I have to keep on putting them on and off, to actually see you guys. I can't see the picture clearly with the glasses on, but I need it for readers. It's a little sad. Krauser Fairley, thank you so much. So nice. JBL, Hydrafang, thank you. Phoenix System, thank you. Thank you. Nicholas Pittman, love you too. Thank you. Hi, Snappy. Got to get one in. Oh, Stormawader, you really want it, man. You want it. You want to hear it in the Pharah voice? Justice reigns from above. You got one, man. giving you one. But if you want more of that kind of stuff, now I'm changing gears for a second. We are doing a panel tomorrow, and there's going to be the link posted here, both on Twitch and on TikTok, a link to a gigantic Overwatch 2 panel at 6 p.m. EST, 3 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. GMT in London time. Dude, I don't know, like a dozen of us, a million of us. A lot of us are doing a panel, and it's going to be followed by signings over the ensuing days. And my signing is not going to be tomorrow, Tuesday. It's going to be on Thursday at 6 p.m. live streaming here on Twitch and TikTok. And if you look in my bio, either on TikTok or I think in Twitch, it's in the chat, you can see a link to my Streamily store, and you can order a pop or a print for me to customize for you. And I will live online, calling out your name, talking in the stream, talk to you about signing it and show you that I've signed it. And so doing it live. So if you want to order one, I know people are always asking where they can order something or where they can get a pop signed or how they can do it. This is how you can do it. So tomorrow is the panel and Thursday is the signing stream, just as an FYI, just to let you know that that's happening. Bird Mom is anything but dangerous. Bird Mom is marvelous. Bird Mom is safe space for all. Okay, wait, guys, this grandma lipstick situation, I keep on being afraid I'm like a lady with lipstick on my teeth. This is ridiculous. Okay, I said hi, Snappy, already. Oh, wait, there it is. You put Overwatch in English? Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Thank you for loving my positive vibes. Yeah, I definitely am into it. I'm feeling it. Thank you. All right. Today, we have questions that are all so related. They are all on such a similar theme. And I think that one will kind of bleed into another. It doesn't often happen that way. Ness, has it ever happened that way where all the questions are in a similar theme?
No, I mean, we've had the problem in the past where we're like, how do we lead into the next? So we don't have that problem today.
I kind of love it. I kind of love that it's so linear this time. It's really nice. But you know, they say whatever is personal is universal. So I think that these questions are personal and totally universal. And if you guys want to chime in the chats, please do. I love it. Okay. Oh, Lem, you saw Boris and Kara. They're fabulous. I don't think Boris is in this one. I wish he was. I adore him. He's such a badass. He's wonderful. But Kara is in this one for sure. The people that I know for sure are in the panel tomorrow are Carolina Ravassa, Sombra. I believe Lucy Pole, Mercy, my love, my Mercy. Theo Chin, who's Zenyatta's VA. Okay, I'm definitely going to miss people, so you got to forgive me. Sar, who he's the VA for Doomfist. Chloe Hollings, who's the VA for Widowmaker. Kara, like I said, who's Tracer's VA. Fred, who's Soldier 76's VA. Paul, who's Hanzo's VA. Johnny, who's Lucio's VA. Jeannie, who is Echo's VA. Doya, who is Zarya's VA. Who else that I'm missing? I'm definitely missing people. Oh, Charisse, who's Sojourn's VA. I'm definitely missing people. Forgive me. I know I'm missing people, but there's a million of us. It's great. It's going to be super fun. Oh, rolling deep in the stream.
And everyone's signing.
The link in again. What?
And everyone's signing.
Yeah, and mostly. Everyone is going to be signing. So if you wanted to get something signed, either a pop, a print, or whatever, a poster, you can go through that and go into everybody's Streamily stores. If you guys want to see again the links to the Streamily store and a link to the panel, that is tomorrow, and then signing on Thursday. So okay.
After you pick up a Gen 1.
Right, exactly. After you've already collected everything that I have to offer, then if you have anything left, then you can go and talk to everybody else. You know, no, I want you to love everyone. I love everyone in the cast. We are very lucky. The Overwatch fam runs deep. So go take care of everybody. All right. Oh, good night. Wait, who's saying good night? Allie, good night. Have a good night. Bye, hun. Oh, Beam. Hello, sweetheart. Nice to see you. Mwah. You are wonderful. Sending you lots of love. I don't think Matilda will be there, but I could be wrong. Maybe Matilda will be there and I'm just totally wrong, but I hope so. Thanks. Hey, Pagey Poos. Thanks. Overwatch cast has your heart. Thank you. That's so nice. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Odd. I have to be the priority, of course. I adore Sigma. I'm not sure. I'm such a fan of Yazan. I have watched a little of Yazan's stuff. I adore Yazan. Yazan is totally badass. Love. Of course, Pharmacy's real. What do you think? Of course. Wait, we've got the link to the Discord. Good. Yes. And you guys, if you could take a look, it's actually on the front page on the TikTok, and it's always being posted in the stream in Twitch, but you should join the Discord because that's where all the first line information comes out of everything that's happening. But we got to start. We got to get the show on the road. So without further ado, let's talk to the one, the only Odd Rolls, Ms. Audrey, who is a dear old friend of the stream who I love. Let's see you. I got to see your face, Odd. Oh, Odd, I want you to do a TikTok thing with me. We have to discuss this. I'll talk to you about this afterward. I'll send you a voice message or something. There you are. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, honey. Is this your dorm room?
Yeah, this is the dorm room. That's my side. That's my roommate's side. My roommate has a Pharah and Mercy thing. I want to give you a tour, but now's not the time.
Understood. Yeah. I get it. Okay, wait. Nespot, can you please help Donnie to get the format on the TikTok page correct as we're talking?
Oh boy, that's terrifying.
It is not terrifying. It is definitely not terrifying. We just have a certain format that it's supposed to be, where it's in thirds. And
oh yeah.
Right?
I see myself now.
We have a formatting.
Do you want it flipped?
I want it the way we always do it, where it's in thirds, where it looks all neat.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
This is hilarious just watching it.
Un segundo.
I know, right? I know. I'm like, no, we need it in the regular format. Yeah. So if you would please format, I would love it.
Got it.
Thank you, honey. Okay. Odd, you want to start us off by talking about where you're at and what's going on? You left me a voice message, so I have background, but the gang does not.
Yes.
And you,
okay,
the first one, keep it good. Hit it.
Okay. Hi, gang. I'm Odd. I'm 20. I'm a college student. Yeah, my conversation today is probably going to be about purpose and failure, because I'm kind of at the point where I go to liberal arts school. I declared my major, but I'm not fully sure. Like, I don't know if I'm feeling it. And like I've sort of been struggling to find that purpose, because normally it's like some of my friends were like, I want to be a meteorologist, I'm gonna go and be a meteorologist, and that's it. And so like I feel like I have to at least have some idea what I want to do. Like, for example, my professor said, I made some joke in class the other day, and he was like, hey, Odd, why are you majoring in data science? You're so funny. And I was like, what? But it's just kind of had me rethinking my entire life, and I have so many interests and I don't know which way to go, and I'm not sure how to find that purpose. And then the other thing is failure. I've had a lot of failures. I started to get back into auditioning for things, and I have not gotten any of them. I tried to get a job, and I did not get the job. And so I am kind of in a rut of not doing anything, and not really feeling the drive to keep going, if you get what I mean. Because I keep failing all the time.
So which one of these do we want to start with? These are both such good questions, and questions that I wish when I was your age I had someone to talk about this with, because I feel you hard. So I get it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's start with school.
Okay.
Let's start with a major. So you're at a liberal arts school. Are you taking all the courses that you like?
Yeah, I always have a course that's to make sure I don't go insane. And so like whether it's a poetry course and then this semester it's a filmmaking course. And so I always have like at least one thing that keeps me going and just make sure I don't want to just like yeet out of here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's good. I don't really know what I want to do because normally like ideally I would be able to like do something computer sciencey and then do something on the side. Like I was thinking ideally I would like a psychology minor, but they don't offer that. So that's a little frustrating. Yeah.
Do
And
they
then
offer majors in the things that give you life?
yeah, they do. I think that my approach is get something that I like good enough and it makes me enough money so I can pursue my hobbies. That's the capitalist way to do things.
And
Yeah.
where did you learn that that's the way you should?
Well, the thing is that I don't feel I feel like if I pursued any of my creative outlets, I would get burnt out very, very quickly.
Why? Why do you assume that? You're telling
Like
me that
if I
they're the things that
was
give you life. So
well,
why?
they don't really like give me life 24/7. I feel like see, like my feasible dream job right now would be like a tech blogger because then I can use the writing skills that I have and then I can also combine it with like tech knowledge because I've always been like sort of interested in that intersection between like tech and psychology.
That's very cool.
Yeah. And also my school did happen to get a dope new game design program, so I might need to check that out too.
Well, so these all sound very cool. So there's an option to do game design.
Yeah.
There a journalism major that's a good journalism major?
I don't know. I don't think there is. There's like a creative writing thing and there's an English thing.
Okay.
My professor did say that if you don't want to major in English or something of the like, there's a way to like build up a portfolio and then use that to show you're good at writing instead of a degree. And so I was thinking of more so going that path.
Does your school have the option to like, there are a lot of colleges that you can sort of put together a couple of areas they specialize in and have your own major where it's like,
yeah, there is, but I'm a little scared about doing that because, like it's a lot.
Do you think that you are married to whatever you major in? Do you have the feeling that like
no, I know I'm not. I've kind of like grown up to feel like that because like I want to do something. I'm the kind of person who's like I don't want to do a lot of hard coding, but I'm still interested in like the theory stuff of it,
Well, is there a theory major or there's only a coding major?
No, it's mainly coding based. I have tackled a few coding courses so far. And so my professor told me that I have to get past the coding parts and then you get to the like higher up things. And that's like more theory based. Yeah.
How much more coding would you have to do or get through?
I think like one more hard class next semester. And I'm already halfway to a computer science minor though. So I'm thinking that I'll go ahead and pursue that.
Computer science minor. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can have a computer science minor. Now, which other major option could be something that would keep you interested?
It's
psychology major?
I feel like I'm too far behind in that to really like complete it within the next 2 years. And then I would have to do it like for 3 years or 4 years even.
But that's something that you said turns you on, right? Oh, okay.
Not sure turn it on is
the
right phrasing, but
okay.
Yeah.
And then
but I think that mainly it's more like because I don't know what I want to do with my life. People have always asked me this. Like I'm in an entrepreneurship class and everyone's like, I want to open my own business. I've already started on it. Here's all the stuff I've done. Here's this grant I won. And I'm like, what the hell? Bruh.
Okay, let me just set you straight. Almost everyone, I'm not saying everyone, but almost everyone is full of shit. and have no idea what they're going to do with their life. It's a fact. It's a fact.
So
I am I'm trying to think of the people who graduated as BFA acting majors from my college. How many are actually actors in my grade who were BFA actors? I might be the only one. There's a professor, there's a teacher, there's a director, there's a PR event planner, there's a writer,
a voice actor,
wait, what'd you say?
And there's a voice actor.
Well, and a voice and on camera and whatever, but like as far as like making their living as an actor, I like it is no one knows what they're going to end up doing. Almost no one. So few people actually know what the hell they're going to end up doing.
I'm staring at the chats.
Yeah. So few people have a career in what they major in. So few. And like what you should do is, if you don't know what you want to do right now, you should major in something that is interesting to you and not worry about it. The fact that you got a minor in computer science, great. If there's something general that turns you on, if there's a general journalism major, if there's a general writing major, those are all things that will serve you. And you don't have to be a specialist in blah, blah, blah. Just learn about something that turns you on.
Yeah.
That's it. And then that skill set will serve you in whatever else it is that you end up doing. Like it's about acquiring a skill set and a discipline of learning something. And then you can rely on that base. Like Rob, my husband, he was a history major. In college, he was a history major, and he wrote for the college paper, and he like on this beat, and then did stand-up comedy. Like, could he know that eventually he would like go and like be one of the original people of The Onion? He had no idea. Like that then, and then he would be putting together his journalism, his comedy, his history knowledge, had no idea. But he figured out like suddenly that, and then that led to be going into films and going into TV. Like, but it was always writing. And did he major in writing? No, he majored in history. Like, he didn't know what he wanted to do. So rarely does anyone actually know what they want to do. Just do something that turns you on, that gives you a skill that you will use in whatever you do.
I think I want to keep my hobbies because I don't want to like put the stress of, oh my God, I have to complete this thing for now. And I want to keep my side projects, you know. That's at least what I know for right now. And then also just like overall purpose, because for some reason the entrepreneurship class has really been asking questions like, do you know, like, why do you do what you do? If you don't know that, ask why. Then ask why 6 more times and you'll find something. And I got overwhelmed. And I was like, Professor, I can't do this right now. I'm not in that mental state to be able to process that right now. And so I didn't even like, I didn't do it. I just said,
go ahead.
And then he said, do a presentation on what you learned. And I was like, I chickened out. But
you are 20 years old. You cannot be expected to have a map of what you want the rest of your life to look like. You know, there were generations, not so many generations ago, it was expected that your life was basically over by the time you were like 45, 50. Like, you'd have your work years and then you'd like cruise to like your retirement and then you'd be dead. That is not what anyone's life looks like anymore. Like, nobody's life looks like this. Your life is going to continue to unfold before you. And you have no idea at 20 what any of this is going to look like. So literally the only guiding force you have is your gut. So you just have to go where the water is warm. If you go in a direction and you're like, I don't like that, I don't want to do that, you go away from that direction and you go in the direction where you like it. that's what you go toward. And you know certain things that you like. And you're saying that maybe in an ideal world, being a tech writer, so great, computer science minor,
something else. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Anything. But don't get freaked out about this. Like, this is not, if you major in one thing and not another thing, it's not going to cut off the possibilities of going into that field. You're just going to learn a different base to go where you're going. Like, don't worry about that. Just go where the water is warm. Go where it's interesting and where it turns you on. Don't sweat this. You're a woman with so many interests. You're so creative. You have so many interesting things going on. Just keep pursuing what you like pursuing. And if you want to get something general that will help you in any potential directions, that's what you major in.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. I'm going to watch this back and take notes.
Is there anything in your just immediately that you're like, oh, that would fit that bill?
I don't know, really. I mean, I know there were like a couple writing classes that I liked, but they only offer creative writing as a minor.
So not creative writing.
So yeah, I can't do that. I think that I'm not fully sure, but I might keep data science for now and just see if I like these next few intro courses. And then if I don't like it, then deal with it, right?
Then maybe it's data science. So maybe it's data science, and then you minor in the creative writing. Are you?
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I mean, I've already got a couple classes down pat to make sure. They offer a podcasting course here. Like, you could have a whole class on podcasting, yo.
Take it.
Thinking about it. It's in the list. It's in the list. It's in the list. Okay. They just released the course grid.
I wish I took it. I would love that class. That sounds great. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep telling me.
Okay. Topic 2.
Okay. Topic two.
All right. So, failure and how to deal with it. Right now, I'm kind of like, I described this to my psychologist today as like, I'm just in like a plateau. Like, like I'm just like in a deep bowl right now. Because like, I'm not really excited for things because I've had so many failures and I'm like, this is just going to be a failure. And I'm like, not fully sure how to recover. And I'm like, I have 2 shows the next few weekends. And normally people are like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. Woo. And I'm like, okay, yay, go team, And so, I think it's just mainly about like rebounding from failure and not focusing on the negative, because I am very good at focusing on the negative somehow.
Okay. Do you get your enjoyment out of the shows or out of the stuff just for the praise you get? Is that
I'm not fully sure. Like, I mean, because none of my friends are really like all my friends are back home, so no one really comes to the show specifically to see me anyways. So I'm not fully sure why I do it.
My first thought when I hear this is, you gotta toughen up, my girl. This is a toughen up question. This is
look, I'm a weak little girl.
Any creative pursuit, entrepreneurial pursuit, performance pursuit is going to inevitably involve a bunch of rejection. That is I mean,
like, I don't want to go into performance, but it's like,
but in fact, if you decide to reframe rejection and sort of make yourself impervious to it and sort of separate what you do there from your sense of self, then you get to become tough at these things. And the sooner you can get over your fear of failure, the sooner you are free to do whatever you want. getting over your fear of failure is the kind of superpower in life that
I don't have
valuable. You don't have it yet. You don't have it yet. You know, the phrase I always used as an actor, like, and I would talk about it happening because it would happen to actors. I would see it happen. It happened to me. It happens. I would always call it going through the wall. There's a certain point where you've been rejected so many times. You've been rejected so many times. You have been so disappointed. You've been so disgusted. You heard no so many times that you just are like, you totally lose your give a shit. Like, give a shit, gone, out the window. And that's when you start showing up and like, and that's when you start booking things. Like, that's when everybody wants to hire you. That's when you book all the jobs. It's when you've gotten so sort of toughened up that you're just willing to throw things at the wall and not care whether you book it or not. And you no longer take it as an assault on you. You are you, and you putting things out there is a separate thing. And, you know, it's so funny. I think I just talked about this in another stream. The woman who founded Spanx, she talked about how she was a door-to-door vacuum cleaner saleswoman or something like that before she had the idea for Spanx. And she was rejected so much for those couple of years. And that skill of getting really great at daily rejection was invaluable when she went on to create Spanx, because everyone in the industry said no to her when she showed up. Like, she showed up with this idea of these compression, like it was like tights without feet. And she like got the idea, she put it all together. She has this idea. She goes to I think it's North Carolina, where they have all the mills where they make all the stockings. She goes to every single one of them with this idea that she has, that's an idea to smooth that now is like every single store in the whole world has it. She's a billionaire. Everyone has it. But at this time, no one did this. She goes to every single one of the places. Every single mill says no. Every single one of them says no. She leaves, rejected by literally the entire industry. But that night, she gets a call. Either that night or the next morning, she gets a call from one guy at one mill who happened to go home and tell his wife and his 3 daughters about this crazy girl who showed up at his mill with this idea. And the wife and the daughters said, oh my God, that's brilliant. I would buy that. And that's why he called her and said, I'll do it. And it ended up that at that time, the hosiery market was completely run by men. There were no women running factories. So they had no idea what would be needed. So they totally shut her out. If this woman wasn't accustomed to being rejected and wasn't good at hearing no, then maybe it wouldn't exist. Maybe we wouldn't have it. She certainly wouldn't be a billionaire entrepreneur thing. You have to get good at no. And
well, what if
go on.
What if I'm afraid of trying? What if I'm afraid to throw things at the wall?
Well, then that would mean that you were getting these pearls of ideas and wasting them. Like, you are this inspired conduit. This, not everyone gets all these creative ideas that you do, and not everyone has the talent.
Not right now. Not right now.
Always. I see what you do. I see what you're up to. I see what you post. You're always a creative person. You're always making stuff and creating stuff and making things. And so if you have some inspiration to go out and do something, you got to go out and try to do it. And even if it doesn't happen, it means that then you learn something by having gone out and tried it. Like, I mean, you can't take that kind of rejection as failure. You take that as, that person didn't know what to do with me. Or, what can I do better next time I try to present that thing? Like, take all of it as a learning experience and immediately separate your self-worth from that practice. Like, they have to be two separate things. There's a brilliant stage actress, and she's a character actress in film named Cherry Jones. She's like
Never heard of her.
If you look her up, she's like a once in a generation, brilliant, award-winning actress. And when she would go to colleges, her famous words, her grandmother would always tell her that you should never confuse your self-worth with your success or lack of success in your career. So neither when you're up nor when you're down, never have your self-worth be contingent on whether or not you're succeeding in your work stuff. Like,
taking notes.
Your you-ness is you. Like your oddness, your Audrey-ness that's you. And that's for you to nurture and you to take care of. And then a separate from that is you throwing shit at the wall. And sometimes it'll work and sometimes it won't. And none of it is life or death. And none of it is brain surgery. And none of it is something that is that anyone is going to be hurt by you not achieving. So do it. What's the worst thing? They think it's bad or they say no. So what? Then you get up the next day, you go do the next thing. And if 1 out of every 10 things hits, you're the biggest success in the world. Like,
I knew that asking an actor this question would get me a response.
Do you think I get everything I audition for? I mean, not by a mile. I have not gotten, over the years, thousands of things I've auditioned for. Thousands of things. I have a trick that I do an audition and I, within an hour, have forgotten what I auditioned for. That's something that happened to me when I went through the wall. Like I would go, I would do it, and I would walk away and forget it. And then when I booked something, it was like, oh my God, this surprise. What a great surprise that I booked this thing. Like,
or is it like, wait, I did that?
Yeah. Well, with Overwatch, you know that story. I had no idea what it was. It was 6 months later. I had no idea what the audition was. I had no idea what the job was. I had no idea. Like, I was like, oh, all right. What is that? Like, I had no idea. Like I did. So all of this to say, like, if you're worrying about what anyone thinks or about people judging you, of course, all any human being does is judge. Like, all you do is say, every single human being all through their life, it's like, that is good, that is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good, I like this, I don't like this, I like that, this is that. That's all they do. So inevitably, are there going to be times that you show up and they're like, I don't like this, I don't like that, I like that, I don't. Does any of this affect you in any way whatsoever? No. And should them having that stupid contrast thought process affect your actions in life? Never. No one. The only one whose opinion matters is you. Only you. Only you. And if you like what you're doing, just keep doing it. And who cares? Let them all say no. You think every comedian who's ever gotten on stage hit it out of the park every time they got on stage?
I've been to a stand-up comedy. Yeah, no.
They bomb for years. They bomb and bomb and bomb and bomb. And once you've gone through the wall and bombed a million times, then you finally start to get good. And then you finally start to like get traction. And then anything really great worth doing, you have to be willing to get rejected a lot. Like, and you can't take it on the chin. Do you know the Tonka truck thing that was Rob said to me?
No.
This I'll close out with this one because this is the
okay. This is like a really weird segue, but I'm here for it.
No, it's the same. Do you know what a Tonka truck is? I'm dating.
I know the Tonka truck. Yeah.
Okay, so right. So anyone who doesn't know what a Tonka truck is, they're these very old-timey, old-fashioned trucks that were like made of steel. They're very heavy and they're metal and they're like solid and they last forever. They're like these, you see them sometimes in like old-timey places. I don't even know if they make them anymore.
I knew like the toy brand, but that's like okay.
Tonka trucks. They're solid. They're like indestructible. And I, at the time, I was just dating Rob, and I was talking about being really discouraged. I hadn't gone through the wall yet. And I was really discouraged about not getting some job or not, something that some project I was working on that I couldn't get just right. And I wanted it just perfect. And I was really like, I can't, I gotta have it just and he like nods his head and he goes, you treat your career like it's this delicate little egg. Like it's this delicate little egg. And if somebody looks at it wrong, or if you blow on it wrong, it's going to crack and break and be done. It'll be over. He's like, you are not a delicate egg. So your career is a Tonka truck. You are a Tonka truck. You have to be willing to smash into walls and get dinged and get scratched and know that you will bounce off the wall and go back again. That is how you have to think about the projects you work on. You are not a delicate egg. You are a Tonka truck. And that image was so influential and helpful to me. This idea of like, hit the wall, bounce off the wall. Don't get that, hit the next thing. Blah, blah. And it really helped me. So in terms of getting discouraged, does anyone like to get rejected? No one likes getting rejected, but can you become impervious to it? You can become impervious to it. And you can just listen to yourself and continue to do the things that you like to do. And your enjoyment of doing the things you like to do is not contingent on people saying, yay, yes, great. Like you can just do the things you do and get better at it. And then, I mean, then it sort of becomes more fun because you don't care what anyone thinks. And then you take bigger risks, which means that inevitably the project gets better, the work gets better. Like inevitably things get better when you do that. Does that help at all?
Yeah, it does. I did zone out for a little bit there, but I can just watch it back, right?
Oh, my odd. I get that.
Yeah.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling, but seriously, the sooner you get over that, and all you got to do to get over that is just be like, okay, I'm me. And that's my thing. It's why a lot of celebrities choose stage names. It's why Bella's talked about it. Gaga's talked about it. Beyonce's talked about it. Like, yeah. Oh, see, I love Patty's saying, my daughter always says, when someone's negative, fuck them. Yep. It's true. It's true.
Shout out to your daughter.
I love it. A lot of celebrities, they choose a stage name because then all the rejection is happening to that character, that alter ego that they've built. And then they can sort of keep themselves separate and protected from whatever's happening to this persona that they have. I always got that. I always understood why people had stage names. I do it, but I think maybe in the beginning it might have helped me. Maybe I would have gone through the wall faster if I had a stage.
What would it be though?
When at the time, so my great grandfather, when he came to America, his last name was Kazdan. It was Kazdan, which, now if you meet someone who's a Kazdan, they're probably a distant cousin of mine. Somebody who's, and they made him, and because all of these Jews coming from Eastern Europe, all out of their shtetls, whatever tribe they were in was on it. So he was probably like Hyman Kazdan the Cohn, because he was a Cohn. So then he became Cohn. So so I always said I would probably be Jennifer Kasdan. That probably would have been the stage name, but I never did it. And then I had the opportunity when I got married to take one, but I was already working and I was already a known. I was already Jencohn by then, and I would have felt like I was a different person.
You can still write like a book under it.
I could
write a book under it.
But I know women who, when they got married, took their husbands' names, and that did the same thing for them. It sort of created this armor where they then went off and started a business under a different name that it's just that thing of separating you from your product. Yeah, separate your sense of self from your success or lack of it.
Mm-hmm.
You got this.
Yeah.
Got this, my odd. I know you got this.
Yeah.
I know you got
We'll,
this.
we'll get a room tour some other time. Yeah.
Will you fill me in on what you end up choosing to do?
Yeah. I'll
Cool.
fill you in. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to hear. I
Yeah.
want to hear the school update.
Will
Good.
do.
And I've got
Okay.
to write you about this thing I want to do. I want us to do.
Oh boy.
Yeah. No, it's little. It's cute.
And literally hit me up when you go to like either the South in the summer or the North in the winter.
The South or the North.
We're in the spring now, baby.
Yeah, I know, right?
Baby.
So nice. It's so nice. It was so beautiful out today. Oh my God. I'm so
Oh, yeah. Like here in Massachusetts, it's pretty good. It's got a little bit of wind chill, but it's good.
glorious.
Mhm.
Glorious. Okay. Mwah. Sending you lots of love, honey.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
Bye, bird mom. Woo. Tweet, tweet.
Tweet, tweet. Let me see. I want to see what people are saying. Oh my goodness. Hello, Germany. Oh, Darth Salvo. Okay, if you want to hear stuff, thank you for putting this in the chat. I'm so happy. There is going, hello, Strawberry Sugar. Hello, Dead by Grace. Hello, Squishy Hammer. Hello, Mephistopheles. Thank you. I'm so happy. Hello, Not One. Thank you, Goff Ping. Guys, for those of you who did not see in the chat, we're doing a panel with Overwatch 2 voice actors tomorrow. Look at the link in the chat on both TikTok and Twitch with like a dozen of the voice actors from Overwatch 2, 6 p.m. EST, so 6 p.m. New York time, 3 p.m. PST, so California time, 10 p.m. GMT in London. It's a whole slew of us, and it's followed by signings. And I'm doing live signings both on TikTok and Twitch. So if you go to my Streamily store, which is on my, oh my goodness, in my bio on TikTok and in the chat on Twitch, you can order a pop or a print or whatever. And I live during the chat will talk to you and we'll be signing the thing and can ask you questions, and it'll be super fun. So I know a lot of people have been asking for these things. This is how you can get them, and I can connect with you directly. And I'm sure during the Overwatch 2 panel, we will be talking. And as I said last week, Nestbot, we totally need to schedule an Overwatch AMA because there are so many lovers in the chat who all want to talk Overwatch stuff. So we have to like do an Overwatch AMA so that we could talk to everybody, because this is like so nice and I want to answer these things. But this is an Ask Bird Mom stream, which is a real talk advice stream. And we have a lot of questions on a very similar theme for today. So
yeah, and speaking of, we already have 3 people for next week already.
Wow, I love this.
You'll probably fit in one more potentially, depending on what it is. But if you want to be part of that, join the Discord.
I am thrilled. Yeah, guys, if you have a question for Ask Bird Mom, if you want to come on and talk about whatever is going on, we do highbrow, we do lowbrow, we do little nothing questions, we do big life questions, we talk about all the different stuff. Just join the Discord. The link is in the chat on Twitch, and it's here on the top of the page on TikTok. Join, and you can direct message ProNest, or you can put in the Ask Bird Mom live section, the ABM live section, and that is where we will be pulling questions from. It sounds like next week is full, but the week after I don't think is full. Well, if next week, and maybe next week isn't full, maybe there's enough room. So let's see. But send in your questions, and we tend to get people on within a couple of weeks. So try to get on in. All right.
Crazy.
I know. Next up, bro, you got to get Anna's voice. I love Anna's voice actor so much. Aisha is so fabulous, and I haven't seen her in ages. She is in Egypt. She loves coming to New York. She hasn't been to New York in ages. She also loves Paris, and she and Chloe, Widowmaker's VA, got together there. And I was supposed to be in Paris at the same time, so the 3 of us could be together, and it didn't work out that way. But I love her, so I'll have to do a little thing with her soon. I just love her. She's fabulous. Woman is ferocious. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, Mephistopheles, thank you. I love this gang. It's so nice. Come on, hype us up with the voice line, Bird Mom. You want a voice line? Aerial superiority achieved. There you go, Juan. Just for you. Just for you. All right. Here we go. So nice. That's going to be your new phrase. I'm just taking a look to see what's happening. Pharah Queen, Pharah Queen. Oh, I got a couple of questions about when I'm going to be in England. Dudes, please tell your local con that you want to see me. I'm actually thinking England because we want to bring the Metaverse Shakespeare, the Shakespeare and Grand Theft Auto project also to cons. So if you have a favorite con that you love, we please call or write or whatever, or email their organizers and be like, bring Jen, she has another project. Totally let everybody know. It only helps. And I'm super curious. I'm sort of cherry picking where I want to go. So it helps if it goes all around. Cool. All right. Next up, we have Izzy Jennifer, who's very similar conversation. Pezcoy, thank you. That's so nice. Hi. Oh my God, that would be so good. The Izzy Jennifer Ariel, you got all three of the best names. I love this.
Hi.
Hi, I don't see you yet.
Let me try and find my video settings. Can't find it.
If you want to be just in voice, we can be just in voice. It's fun to see you though.
Yeah, I've got my webcam on.
Oh my goodness.
But for some reason it's not.
I saw it for a second.
Okay. Let's see.
What if I do this?
Go for it.
Oh yes, there we go.
What's gonna be?
Oh.
Is it working?
You know what? You have it.
It like pops up and then it goes away.
I keep on seeing like it flashes off and then back on. I don't know. Tell me, you know what we can do? If you want, we can do another caller and then come back to you next. And you could figure it out in the meantime with Ness. Is that good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, cool. That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. Okay, so then let's get Nemo on next. And then we'll do Izzy after that.
I'm sorry, say it again. Which one?
Let's do Nemo.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, cool.
Awesome. Who else we got over here? Can I speak in Spanish? I speak like tourist Spanish. My Spanish isn't great. I understand a lot of Spanish because my son speaks Spanish fluently. And like I've gone to a bunch of Spanish speaking countries, so I can like fake it a little. I speak French fluently. My French is great. Hello, Nemo. Nemo, I love your setup. You look so cool. I can't hear you though. Oh my goodness. We're having all the tech stuff. I want to hear you.
Did that work?
Now I hear you.
Okay, cool.
Hey.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
Okay, going is good. Going is the right answer.
Yes,
right?
It's always better than nothing.
I like your setup. Your setup is very cool.
Thank you. I have more stuff in boxes hiding in my closet. It's like a warehouse.
You are preaching to the choir. Understood. I am in the same boat. Yeah, really bad. I have like a collection all in boxes that I've been living here forever and it hasn't been out and people keep yelling at me like, where's the collection?
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you understand. Talk to me. Tell everybody what's going on.
So my question really was, how do you get your life back on track after having quite a few months, or in my case, years of not doing anything? I got out of school back in 2019, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take a few years off. I'm not going to deal with anything. I'm just going to sleep. I need sleep. And now I'm trying to get back into a routine, trying to see how can I get into school, trying to do a whole bunch of things.
That's great.
Yes.
Do you have ideas now of what you want to do?
I've known for a while, but it's now picking what school to be at. That's kind of the hardest. I mean, money is a factor, and then time, place, stuff like that. So I'm trying to go in for psychology, whether it's any psychology. It can be forensic psychology, it could be psychology for children's, it can be anything. So
That's great. That's great.
thank
Okay.
you.
So the question is, how do you start?
Yeah, how do you get your life back on track? How would you try to say, okay, I'm going to wake up at this time. I want to do this and this before X amount of time ends in the day?
You start small. You start teeny, tiny is how you start.
Yeah.
Commit. There are like a couple of apps that help with this. There's one I love. It's called Commit to 3. And it's like very cute. It just gives you just commit to 3 things. I say start by committing to 1 or 2 things. Like beansy things, like that you a really great stupid one to start with is that you make your bed every morning. If you don't already, do you already make your bed every morning?
I do. That is something that I've always done.
Dude, I did not make my bed every morning. I did not make my bed every morning ever in my life. I did not make my bed every morning. And when I started it, a few different people had told me that should be what I start with, because it means that you start the day having accomplished something, which is like really great. So you already did that. That's good. Do you drink a glass of water in the morning?
I probably should more.
Make it a thing like brushing your teeth, that every single morning you make your bed, go drink a glass of water. Like when I'm saying small, I'm really
like really the minuscule things. Yeah.
Like do 10 push-ups, like teeny things. And then you have just for your own confidence building and for your own thing, you keep either a paper chart or a chart in your phone or whatever, where you check it off and you can see that you check off, drank my glass of water. Like, this is so silly, but I'm telling you that this works. Drank a glass of water, made my bed, drank a glass of water, did my push-ups. Next day, blah, blah, blah. And then you just start seeing the days that you did it. And then you get bothered by a day that you didn't do it. Like,
okay.
No. Yeah. And so it starts building confidence and a sense that you can rely on yourself to do the thing you said you were going to do.
Makes
sense.
It's
psychology. It's like a little trick to build it. And then there's a thing that I've heard of called habit stacking, where now once you've done this, once you've locked in, and it's very quick to lock in habits like that. Once you've locked that in, then you can attach something else to it. So maybe it's that you make your bed, you drink your glass of water, you do your 10 push-ups, but then you know that every time that you do the 10 push-ups, then you have to do a stretch. Or maybe it's after the glass of water, that's when you meditate for 5 minutes. Or maybe it's, okay, when I'm done doing and then you start attaching,
you keep adding more and more to it.
And then you have all of these routines scheduled in. And you keep making small commitments. So then that way you suddenly find you're cumulatively accomplishing things. Maybe it's that you wanted to, maybe it's that you wanted to read 3 psychology journals a month. I don't know. I have no idea how long a psychology journal is.
They're pretty big.
Okay.
It's really large.
3 journals a month, let's say. Sure, that's good. So then you're like, after I'm done drinking my glass of water, I have a half an hour that I'm not on my phone, that I'm not doing whatever. I'm reading my psychology journal. And you won't believe how quickly you're like burning through your goal. Like suddenly you're hitting goals.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, this is that thing of like, eat the elephant one bite at a time. Give yourself little goals to achieve. So then you're like, oh my God, it's been a month. I got through 4 journals because I read a half an hour every day. Look at that. Amazing. You know, or then it's like, okay, I'm going to spend 40 minutes every afternoon looking at psychology programs at schools that are interesting for 1 week. I mean, hold on a second, wait. 7, 14, 20, 20. So 280 minutes is a lot. This is, I mean, this is like this is like almost 5 hours we're talking about now.
Yeah.
Of research. That would mean that after a week, you know where you want to apply.
Yeah.
So then you could say for the next 2 weeks, like, okay, I'm going to spend exactly a half an hour every day writing entrance essays. Suddenly, you know, then you've spent, you know, it's about the building the confidence that you know you'll do the things you committed to because they aren't too big, they aren't too overwhelming, they aren't too like crazy seeming, and then they accumulate, which means then you have confidence in what you're doing because you see the stuff you've done. And then suddenly you're like, you're out there, you know you can do things because you have evidence. You see that you are doing things. You see that you're accomplishing things.
That makes sense. I think that was my issue, is just trying to pile everything all at once. That was my issue. You get overwhelmed. It gets much too overwhelming. You're like looking at this giant, you're like, oh, I can't do. And then you just want to hide. Yep, because then it's the anxiety and then the depression. You're just in that vicious cycle of going back and forth. And you're like, how do I get out of this?
Keep it tiny. Keep it tiny. Add a new thing, stack a new thing, get comfortable. Say, okay, look at that. I did that every day. I did that every day for 2 weeks, every day for a week. And then you can add the next one and make them small and not overwhelming.
Okay.
Make them really small. Like little things.
Like really tiny things, yeah. Could be
little
vacuuming. Yeah.
Oh my God. I have a thing for myself where because if I start saying, I'm going to clean this closet, I'm going to clean this thing, I get so overwhelmed. I have little 10-minute bursts. I'll say, I have to spend 10 minutes throwing things away.
I've done that, and then it turns into me redoing my whole room at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like,
right. But I won't commit. I can't commit to that, but I can commit to 10 minutes. I can commit to, okay, 10-minute burst now, do it. 10-minute burst there, do it. And that's how you start seeing the results of you doing all of these, in my case, 10-minute bursts, or half-hour bursts, or 5-minute meditations, or, you know, glasses of water. I just started doing apple cider vinegar in the morning. That's after my water. No, before my water. It's like after I make my bed.
Do you like it? The apple cider?
I think it's like horrible, but it's supposed to be great for your digestive system. So, and I'd been hearing how good it was. So I said, okay, I'm going to add a spoonful of that in the morning and stack it with my water. That'll be, and let's see how I feel. If I feel the benefits of it, then great. I'll keep that in. Like, I'm always experimenting with the math of what thing can I add in.
Yeah.
And then also you have to, if there are things that you want to take out because they're not working for you, there's that too. But don't overwhelm yourself and like start giving yourself like these monster things. Give yourself little things that you can do each day. Okay. And then you do them. And then because they're little, you're not overwhelmed by them. And then you see what piles up. That would be how I would do it.
Okay.
That
makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, wait, like Geeky Girl Jenny takes the apple cider pills. Hello, hi. Okay, there it's. Oh, and Ness is saying, write down what you get done and check it off. Yeah. See, that's great. I love the idea of the list Like it always makes my family crazy because I'll like sometimes keep it up on the fridge if I'm adding new ones. I'll put it on the fridge with the checkoffs so that I can I'm like, look,
Because I have a whiteboard on my workroom door, and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, I'll use it, and then it's always blank. And I'm like, I do this to myself at that point.
Make yourself a month grid. Make yourself a grid of for 4 weeks, and put the little things in it, and then give yourself a little line to check that you did it each day.
And it'll work. Yeah.
And like start tiny. Like add 2 new things and do that for a couple of weeks.
Because it's 30 days to form a habit. And
some people say it's faster than that.
Yeah.
I mean, that 30 days they say is psychological to lock it in. That's the lock. But they say, I've also heard it said that like within a couple of weeks, you can have built the stamina and the confidence where it gets baked into your routine. You suddenly like, oh, I'm someone who does that.
Yeah.
I'm a person who does this. And as soon as you start telling yourself that you're a person who does this thing, then you are a person who does this thing.
Yeah, that's all you do. Yeah.
Right. Then you become someone who does that thing. And that goes for whatever it is that you're doing or adding to your day.
Okay.
That's what I would do. If I was trying to start, that's what I would do. Because
little things
don't get stuck.
Yeah. That was the main issue. I mean, trying to figure out what college to go to for psychology is like the hardest thing. And you're looking at everyone's docket as to what they do, and you're like, oh God.
If you decide it's going to be the hardest, it's going to be the hardest. But if you, instead of thinking that, you say, I'm spending 45 minutes a day. Oh, look. Okay. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. It's my research, whatever. It's 6 o'clock. It's my research the college's time. You open it up, you start reading, you look at the thing. Once 45 minutes is done, you are allowed to say, I'm done. And you walk away. Or if you want to keep going on that one because you found stuff out and you took notes and you're like, okay, you want to go a little longer? Great. But you don't have to because you only committed. And then done, you did it. And then you feel accomplished. You feel like you did it. Look, I did my job today. I did my thing.
It's a lot easier than what I was doing.
Yeah. The time will go so quickly. You'll have learned everything, and very quickly you'll see like, oh, look at all this research I did. I did everything. I'm ready.
Thank you.
You got this. You got this.
It'll take time, but I got this. Yes.
It's going to take less time than you think.
Yeah. Hopefully,
it's going to take less time. You just are going to put one foot in front of the other and do tiny little things, and they're going to add up.
I've just got to keep moving.
Yeah. And they're small, and you just keep checking it off. And it won't be overwhelming. Do not do too much to make yourself overwhelmed.
That's my downfall, which is doing too much.
I get it. Yeah. Nope. Keep it tight.
Nice and easy. Nice little box.
Easy. Make it easy to be like, yeah, I did it. Just make it easy to feel accomplished and proud of yourself. Okay. Just constantly make it easy to do that. That's how you get things done, for sure. I get so much more done when I do that than when I'm like, oh my God, this mountain, much better.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure. Will you let me know where you end up applying?
Yes, I have a list of 10 colleges already, but it's trying to narrow it down and see if
you're gonna
I want to do in school, online. So now
when you start this, the first 45-minute session might be you being like, what are the things that I want the most? I want this, I want that. And you might make a checklist. You might make a little grid and it might take you an hour to make it and make with all each school and the check and the thing and a space for notes. And then the next day you can look at one school and be like, what was that was important? Check, blah, blah, blah. This was important. Check. And these are the notes here. And then you have a thing to compare and contrast. And then within 10, 11 days, you know the answers to all the questions you need. And you only spend 45 minutes a day and you know everything you needed to know. And then you can look at it and then you decide this is great. You got this.
We'll get it done. We'll get
Yep.
it done.
Yep. And it won't be hard. And it won't, you're going to make it easy for yourself. You're
I
going
will
to make it
I promise to keep you updated.
please, please, please,
I will.
please. It was so nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank
Yeah.
you for having me.
My pleasure. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. So nice. Oh my God. I've said Lumi subbed. Hello, sweetheart. I haven't seen you in ages. Hi. Hello, hello. You got a routine like that at home? It's easy, but it's hard because you're housing foster. That is harder. Yeah. It is harder when you're housing. I know, but you know what? It's so funny. I have a mentor who talks to me about this, about that you can't let circumstance dictate whether or not you stick to your routines. I find this very challenging. This is something that I'm always learning about like, what can I commit to myself regardless of the circumstance? And I think I talked about this last week, how those habits that she created in her own life, when the shit hit the fan, those were her lifeline. Those were the things that kept her sane through craziness happening. Like I was really inspired by it. It made me realize like, oh, it's not arbitrary that we make these commitments to ourselves. It's because these are the ways that we take care of ourselves. And these are the ways that we make sure that we're getting what we need. So if you can figure out ways to commit to it, even with circumstances being crazy right now or being off right now, do it. It'll help you. You'll feel good about everywhere that you are. Let me see what's going on TikTok right now. Hold on a second. I'm putting my glasses on so I can read. One sec. The Discord, don't fly away with my heart. Pink channel Durogs. Rachel, hello there. You sent me such a nice message. Thank you so, so much. I loved that. Hi. Thank you, user. Thank you. I love you, zombies. Oh my God. So nice. Heyo, Amir Pulsar. Hello, Pink Channel Durags, Chaotic Neutral. I recognize you, Rachel. You've been so nice. I'll tell you, this is what is so nice. There has been like a crew from Twitch who like, I feel like we all got each other through the pandemic together, the early pandemic. Like I started streaming style content with Ness right before the pandemic hit. And like sort of was hard charging with all just fashion content for gamers, style for gamers. We were having so much fun. And then like the world went insane and we didn't know what was going to happen. And meanwhile, we had like started building a community, and it was through the Bird Mom streams and the other streams that sort of we all had each other to look to and talk to. So I do recognize a bunch of my old timers. And then what's nice is that there's been a handful of new TikTokers who I do recognize, and I recognize your names and I recognize you from earlier streams that you've been on. So it's like, it's very heartwarming for me. I love having this community. I'm so grateful having this community. You know, I think you guys are just freaking amazing and inspiring. And I'm so, so happy to be here. And I'm so happy that you entrust things going on in your lives with me. Like, I'm very happy to be the trusted adult in the room and to be here to help. So yeah, a lot of love coming your way. Ah, so nice. All right. Onward, the closet clean out. You know what? I need another one, geeky Jenny girl. Geeky girl Jenny, like desperately. Lumi, I have no idea who you are anymore. No idea who you are anymore. I need to do another closet clean out for sure. Big time. Big time. Darth Zash. Oh my gosh. You know what? When I do the AMA, I will do Darth Zash things too. It's so crazy. Oh, I love this. This is so nice. Okay. Guys, you say as you wear the jumpsuit. I love it. Thank you, guys.
Izzy's ready.
Izzy's ready. Let's have Izzy.
All right.
Izzy, I am psyched to talk. Let's do it.
Hi.
Here you are. Nice to see you.
Yes, I got it
Hi.
working. Yeah.
Well
Hi.
done. You got a good camera too. Your picture is beautiful.
Thanks. Thank
Really
you.
Lovely, clear light.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going good. I wanted to call in because I'm on my fourth and final year of university. I'm in my final module. So this is like the big one before I graduate. And I'm an illustrator. I'm practicing to be an illustrator, sort of doing, I do want to get into concept art, because Overwatch really inspired me to do a lot of concept art and stuff. I just thought their art was amazing.
I agree.
So the problem that I'm facing is that I'm trying to do like 4 to 6 hour days in which I draw and constantly do all these things, but my energy is sort of running low each time. And I just think after I graduate, I'll have to get a real job or an office job or something in which I am drawing professionally. And there'll be loads of people that are doing like 6 hour shifts or 7, 8, 9, 10 hour shifts, because I've heard that, I've researched into that. I'm just thinking I can't go 4 hours without maybe having to lie down for another 3, and a boss isn't going to like that. So it's just sort of how can I pace myself, and how would somebody normally pace that? How have you paced that when you're doing work?
I love this question. I love this question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my first question is, do you imagine that the artists are just sitting working the entire time for these long stretches, or do you imagine that they're getting up and taking breaks and
Yeah, I've definitely heard that you're supposed to get up and stretch for about 5 minutes, which is what I definitely try to do. I try to get in some exercise, just sort of walk around the house or something, or go take a break, go get lunch, walk to the shops or something. But it's usually like I'll find myself procrastinating for more than 5 minutes. That'll end up being like an hour or 2 hours, and I'll feel so guilty about not returning back to work. When like I have so much motivation, but I just don't have the energy to do it. So yeah.
it's possible that first, you're in your last year of school, so you haven't been in a professional environment to know how you will work best. There are certain people who are able to work longer stretches when they know there is someone who expects something in from them at that moment. Now, is that the case with school? Like, let's say you're working on your own project, something that's self-motivated or self-inspired versus something that's due for school. Are you able to?
Yeah, I do try to take personal projects, but it's sort of been a blend, because for this module it's not really set out. In my illustration course, they've left it really vague. So you'll have people doing all different like textiles, different things, any sort of work you want. I've gone down the route of trying to create concept art for my own personal story or narrative that I've created, and I find that close to a personal project. So it feels to me like I'm just doing a personal project and I get to graduate, which is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does give me the motivation to do it, and I do want to do like 4 hours. I want to give like 12 hours or whatever this is, but I still find that it eventually tires me out, and sort of peters out, which I don't want to happen. But that's just what's happening.
I know almost no artists of any sort, almost none, who are able to sit and make their thing endlessly without a break, without a walk, without a stop, without a lunch, without a something. I'm trying to think, who do I know? I think almost none, whether they're writers, whether they're performers, whether they're painters, whether I'm thinking, I think I know one painter who can paint for like 4 hours at a clip. But then she needs to go take a walk, and she needs to go eat lunch, and then she needs to go do a thing, and then she needs to come back. And many of those studios, those creative studios, like, I mean, I've had the luxury of getting to go to Pixar and getting to go to, oh my God, I'm forgetting the name. This is so terrible. The other one, oh my God, this is terrible. There are two that I've spent a bunch of time at, and I'm completely forgetting the name of the other one that I spent a bunch of time at, and I spent more time at the other one. This is awful. Oh my God.
Was it an animation studio?
Yes. DreamWorks.
Like DreamWorks?
Yes.
Right.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you. You go to their campuses where they do it, and they have these campuses built where the studios are open 24 hours a day, and they have these stocked kitchens, and they offer yoga classes, and they offer like different entertainment things, and they have all kinds of snacks, and they have all these things. And they basically, if they hire you as artists there, like I always say, if you went and saw these campuses, it'd be the only job you'd want in the world, is to make art for these people, because you can go up at any hour. Because if your prime artwork making hour is at 3:00 in the morning, that's when they want you to be able to come in and work. And that's when you work. And then if you need to stop because you need to go eat an ice cream sundae and go do then there's the ice cream sundae making place. And then if what you really need is to go to the gym and great. But if you need yoga classes, great. But if you need a mindfulness thing, then you go do that. But if you need to go, like, it's like a fantasy. It's like nothing you've ever seen. So typically speaking, creative houses understand that creators need to do it the way they need to do it. So for you to preemptively be worried about whether you're going to be able to punch in an 8-hour day of making art, it's not, I've never heard it, I don't envision that you're going to a creative sweatshop. You'll be going to somewhere where they understand how artists work.
Yeah, I have seen like the pictures of the Pixar studios that have all the sunlit ceilings, and all the windows and stuff, and even like the Blizzard campus, which was amazing and
fabulous.
Yeah,
it's fabulous. The Blizzard campus. I'm talking the animation ones, just because like I got to go see, like there was a secret bar in each of them. There's like the secret speakeasy. There's the lunchroom where the most gourmet thing is, available at all hours. And then you do this, like there's an understanding that to get good work out of creatives, you have to make it a place and an environment and a schedule that they can make it on. So yeah. I think you feel confident that you will build the stamina you have to have, but you'll also be in an environment that will be friendly to you creating it the way you need to.
Right. Yeah. Because it would be a dream, like 99% of other artists, to work on something like in DreamWorks or Pixar. But I think I'm just sort of starting out like local, small, and trying to get to indie studios and work myself up from that, because I am just 21 years old, and just I would love to go to LA and work for all these big studios where they have these amazing studios, and I think that would definitely help me work longer, I think, and more relaxed. It must be about like relaxing and getting within the flow.
Obviously, not every place one ever works is going to have these lavish settings. I'm not like trying to indicate that that's what you should expect, but I think you can expect that wherever you work, they are familiar with working with artists. I don't imagine that they have an unrealistic image of what you'll create and how quickly, or that you wouldn't need a break, or that you wouldn't need time, to take a breather between periods of time. Like, your stamina will grow as you get more and more experience and as you make more work. But I don't think that you should go in with a preconceived notion that you don't have the stamina to do it. If you're already doing it in your program, and if you're going to graduate from a program, you have the stamina to make what you need to make. I wouldn't pre-worry myself that you don't have the stamina.
Okay. Yeah.
Has anyone indicated to you that you're expected to make things faster?
No, it's not really, because I've this last module that I'm having, it's been running from like the start of January to the end of May, so I'm halfway through, and I have a couple things to show for it, but not as many as I wish I would, because for this module I just want to create a few pieces that would look like pieces of concept art that would be professionally done, and get them all in a book. And I have gotten some things, but it's just about because there's certain things like certain objects from this world or story or narrative that I want to draw, and there's also landscapes and certain keyframes, and it's all definitely there in motivation. I have the ideas, I have the things that I want to develop, but it's just about time and trying to pace myself and keep at the desk with the energy.
You have to remember that any school, any art school, any program where you're in your final year, one of the things that they're teaching you is stamina and how to work on a deadline and how to get it in. If you are achieving it and you are delivering, you have no reason to be worried that you won't be able to deliver professionally. There's no evidence telling you that you won't be able to deliver professionally. So again, I wouldn't give that any water. I would just do my work now. I would expect for it to stretch me, because it sounds like it's stretching you. It sounds like it's a stretch. I wouldn't decide that this stretch means that if this is hard and scary, that means that's going to be blah. Don't make that mental leap. This is the way this is, so that you'll learn the rigor that will be expected in the next step. Like, don't decide it's impossible. And I mean, in fact, to build on what you're saying, the different places you go, the different studios you're in will work differently, but all of them are used to working with artists. And it's in everyone's interest that you succeed. And it's in everyone's interest that they create an environment where you will succeed. So that's a thing that I remember going out into the world as an artist, as an actor. Like, I didn't have the basic understanding that, in fact, anyone who works with you wants you to succeed. Everyone who works with you wants you to succeed. Every interview you go on, they want you to be the person they want to hire. Like, they don't want to see 20 more people. They want you to be the one that is the one that they want. And when they hire you, they want you to be the one who is the greatest artist. So everyone is rooting for you. So if you can turn your perspective on how this will go and say, wow, look at the stamina I'm building while I'm learning in school right now. Look at the skill I'm learning. Look at the stamina I'm learning. Look at the landscapes I'm drawing. Look at the objects I'm drawing. Look how good I'm getting.
It's because I know I didn't do art when I was in high school, or like in the UK it's sort of secondary, and I didn't take like the exams needed. I was doing an engineering course and I hated it. So I just flipped around, and I had no real teaching on like the fundamentals of art. And so when I started, I was a complete beginner. And now to look where I am in like the 4 years that I've done, it's a complete change. Yeah.
You came in a blank slate, and you're gonna graduate with a degree.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And you're worried about your stamina? You're gonna do
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. It's all sort of that. And that's the stamina's been my main problem. But it's also the fear, I think, the fear of just going into the workforce or someplace, because I've never had like a real job. I've had places where I've done small things, part-time jobs, not for very long, around the Christmas period, but now I'm going into the full workforce, and it's sort of it was a decision of mine. I haven't really thought about it that much, whether or not I should do sort of a postgraduate study or go straight into the workforce. And that's been along with my stamina, the main sort of decision making problem.
Can't get it wrong. There's no wrong answer to how this goes, because if you go into the workforce, the things that could happen are you could go into the workforce and say, oh my God, this is so great. I'm so happy I'm in the workforce. This is wonderful, and blow it up and be amazing. You could go into the workforce and say, I hate this studio. The studio is terrible. I want to work at a different studio. Let me go somewhere else. You could go into the workforce and say, oh, you know what? I really feel like I could use more training, because the kind of stuff that I want to do is not this, and I'm not doing what I think I should be doing. I think I should. And then you go back to school.
Yeah.
Or if you say, you know what, I really want to go into school for longer now. Because that's really what I think that I should do. You go into school for longer, and then you say, oh, look at this thing I learned. And then I know this, and then I know this is great. And then you go out, like, so whichever one your gut is telling you is exactly the right answer. Like,
right.
That's
it's mostly been go get a job and get a taste of it. And if you don't like it, there's always other options. Yeah.
I mean, it's going to unfold the way it's going to unfold, and you're going to be exactly where you're supposed to be. Like, just trust that in order for it to unfold the way that it's supposed to unfold, you're in the right place for whatever is going to happen next. So,
okay.
Yeah, like I wouldn't like worry about things that you don't want to happen. Instead, I would think about all of the things that you're learning and you're excited about and that you do want to happen. And again, I would trust that anyone who you're working for, who you're meeting with, they want you to be the home run. Like, so don't go in like you're not, like, oh, I'm not good. Of course you're good enough. You just graduated. You just got a degree. You know how to make all this stuff. You know how to get your things in on time. You know how to meet your deadlines. They want you to succeed.
Yeah, it's good because I've passed all my modules so far. I just need to pass this one, and then I should graduate hopefully in around June. So that'll be good.
Exciting.
It's all exciting. So thank you very much.
My pleasure. Keep me posted.
Yes, I will. I definitely will. Thank
you. Nice to meet you. Take care.
So nice to meet you. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I remember how scary that was. It was so scary graduating school, like getting out as an artist. It was just terrifying. Like, what's it going to be? What will it look like? How will I do this? I feel like a lot of art schools, drama schools, whatever, prepare people better than I was necessarily prepared. But wow, like it's such an exciting precipice. And I feel like as soon as you can turn your view of it around to say like, oh, it's all here for me and everyone wants me to win. And of course I'm prepared because I'm as prepared as I'm possibly going to be at this age, at this level, and I will be ready for whatever comes. I will figure it out as I go. It's a good moment. Oh, exciting. Wow. Wait, I'm seeing something. I'm studying animation. My dream is to make it a DreamWorks animation or Epic Games. Oh my God. Starting very low. Right. Starting low is how you learn. You work your way up. It's excellent. Learning to prevent burnout is a lifesaver. Tips to learn French. Just speak in French and watch French TV shows. Watch French TV shows and speak in French as much as you possibly can. And don't be afraid of screwing up. This is another Tonka truck moment. Like, don't be afraid of getting your grammar wrong. Don't be afraid of mispronouncing. Don't be afraid about constructing your sentences wrong. Everyone is happy to talk to you, even if you say it wrong. Everyone wants you to succeed. So just like be willing to just go out there and do it badly until it gets good. That's my best tip for learning how to speak French. Oh, good, Izzy. Yes, please post in the Jencohn Discord. I want to see. Yeah, guys, if you have questions and you want to talk on an Ask Bird Mom coming up, we've got 2 more weeks coming up, and then we'll continue doing it. We'll keep scheduling it. I'm going to be traveling for a bit right after that, so there'll probably be a couple-week break, but then we'll get right back at it. But join the Discord, which is here. It's on the top in TikTok, and it is in the chat in the Twitch, and that way you can put your questions in there and DM ProNessNess. Also, if you didn't hear, because I talked about it earlier, I am doing a Q&A live stream with like a dozen Overwatch voice actors tomorrow at 6 p.m. EST, 3 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. GMT. And I think it's like a dozen of us. It's like a million of us. We're all going to be talking on this live stream. Super excited. And then after that, we are live signing, each of us at different times, prints and pops and posters. And I'm doing my signing on this Thursday, the 23rd at 6 p.m. EST. And if you would like to get a pop or a print or a poster that I will customize for you, you can go to my Streamily store, which is in my bio on TikTok and is in the chat on Twitch. And you can order it and I will in real time sign it for you and customize it. And we can chat. You can tell me what color you want your ink, etc., etc. All good. Nespot, how are you doing?
Sorry, I'm doing fantastic. I have great news.
What is your great news?
We have one more guest.
I know. I'm so excited. I know. I'm very happy about this. Donnie, how are you holding? I love it. Holding down the TikTok. Right. No, wait, who's holding down which?
I'm TikTok.
Ness is the TikTok and Donnie is the Twitch. I should have known this. How did I not realize this? Thank you, Nespot. Okay, good.
Yeah. Because Donnie has never used the TikTok thing.
Talked
about it earlier.
I'm a little sorry. Yeah, I've got a thanks. Yeah, like who's doing which? Percy Batty. British time, it's going to be at 10 p.m. tomorrow. So 6 p.m. EST is 10 p.m. in the UK. Very excited. All right. The final question of the evening for Ask Bird Mom, our real talk advice stream, is going to be Undead Gamer coming on in the theme. Talking about the theme. Here we go. Hello, Eduardo, Undead Gamer. Here we go. You are such a big Overwatch fan. I'm so glad. That is awesome. Wait, I'm pouring myself.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, I can, but I can't see you.
Oh, can? Let me check.
No.
I got it.
There you are.
Yeah, there.
Your hair.
Thank you.
Oh, you're really cute. Nice to meet you.
Thank
Hi.
you. Nice to meet you too.
Doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of like I like have sweaty hands right now. I'm kind of like nervous because I'm
We've all been there.
I'm too shy to speak.
As you can see, the water's
Yeah.
warm. You're
Mhm.
you're among friends. It's you're in a safe place, so all good.
Mhm.
Hello, hello. Where are you?
New York,
Yeah, where in New York are you?
Brooklyn,
Where in Brooklyn are you?
Borough Park, close to like Sunset Park.
Yeah, I know Borough
Yeah, Park
Park.
Slope.
Of
Yeah, Park
course.
Slope around there also.
Love, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually I there's a place I order fish from in Borough Park. I
Oh,
know
really?
Borough Park.
I
Yeah,
probably might not know because I don't eat a lot around there.
understood.
Yeah.
Understood. Fair enough. How is it going? Your hair is really good. The
Uh,
blue gradations are fabulous.
yeah, thank you. I had it done like 3 weeks ago, and it took like 6 hours to do. I was like
It
so bored.
Nespa, do you love? It's really good,
Yeah, I know. This I
right?
like blue.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm liking it a lot. The shape of it is really good too.
Thank you.
So nice. You're getting the love on the Twitch. So good. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on.
Kind of embarrassed to say, but as a 28-year-old, uh, how can I say this? I haven't done anything good in life. Like I haven't accomplished this or anything, and I feel like I don't know what to do. I'm like struggling into trying to find a career that I could do or a different job. Like I haven't accomplished anything in life. I feel like
Well, what do you mean when you say that? What
I
does that mean when you say that?
honestly like what should actually I forgot to. Is this strange to not know what your future plans are? Like, is it weird? Like I'm stuck doing I'm currently working in a grocery store, but I feel like I want to do something else, like career
Okay.
wise. But at my age, I don't know. I feel like it's already too late. I don't have the strength, or honestly, I don't know.
If you had told me at 28 that I would be sitting in my apartment on a camera talking on multiple social media platforms to gamers about how their lives were because I had met them because of a character I had voiced in a video game, that I would never, ever, ever have believed it. And I would never have known how I was going to get there. So this whole idea of where you're supposed to be at 28, you need to throw that out the window. Like, you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And whatever it is you think you haven't achieved or you haven't accomplished, you've obviously accomplished something. You're working in a grocery store right now. What do you do in the grocery store?
Mostly just cashier.
Okay, so you know how to handle money.
Yeah.
So you know how to count money, you know how to handle money, you know how to quickly deal with clients and deal with customers. And okay, so you have this skill set that you've built. What other jobs have you had?
That's basically the first job I ever had, actually.
Great. Okay, so then you've been doing it for a little bit?
Yeah. But then
Okay,
like
so that means
6
you're good
years.
at it.
Yeah.
So then you're good at it. So why does that, so whatever your preconceived notion is of what it is you are supposed to have accomplished by this point, definitely get rid of this. What are the things you love to do? What are the things that make you the happiest, that are the most fun for you?
If I have like spare time, I like to do well, first off, video games, but also photography.
Amazing. What do you like to take pictures of?
Anything that catches my eye, basically. Yeah.
Do you have a camera that you take out and you take
Yeah.
pictures?
Yeah, and like phone also. Phone and camera too. But with my work, sometimes I don't have enough time to do like that. So I don't go out that often and take pictures.
Do you think that once a week you could make just a date with yourself to go take pictures?
I always say that to myself, like I'm gonna dedicate this day to do the photography, and I never do it. I don't know why.
You don't even have to dedicate a whole day. You could say once a week for 3 hours, I have a date with myself. You put it in your calendar, like the way you'd put a doctor's appointment, like the way you'd put, I don't know, a dinner with a friend or whatever, but just you every week have a standing day, and it could change which day it is. It's good if it's the same day, because then you know to wait for it and look for it. But once a week, make a date with yourself that you go take pictures.
Yeah.
Like, what kinds of things? I know you're saying whatever catches your eye. Do you take pictures of people? Do you take pictures of nature? Is there anything in particular you like?
Mostly nature, animals, if I go to like the zoo or something, or people I haven't done because I'm too shy to approach somebody and like say.
But you like doing animals and you like doing nature.
Animals, nature, and any other else.
There's this writer, her name is Julia Cameron. She wrote a book called The Artist's Way. And it's actually a book like I recommend to everybody. So, and anybody who hasn't done this, it's basically this like 30-day course in figuring out how to feed your internal artist, whatever kind of artist you are. And people do it again and again. It's this very wonderful, meditative, amazing thing to get in touch with yourself. I'm not telling you have to do this, but what I am going to say is from this book, she has a thing called an artist date where she makes you go out once a week. And for what she's saying is go once a week and take yourself somewhere to see something that would be inspiring to you. Whether that means that you go people watching in Tompkins Square Park, whether that means going to the zoo, whether that means going to a particular museum exhibit, something like that, to go see something that gets your juices flowing. That's like a great thing to do. I feel like in your case, just to see yourself getting better at what you love to do, and that'll just get you out and into the world. If you were able to commit to this little, and like I said, you don't have to make it a whole day, because a day is a big commitment. Like if you commit to a whole day, you're like, wait, but I still have to do the laundry. I have to wash the car. I still have to, take care of my little brother. I still like all the, life is always lifing. Life is always happening. But 3 hours, you could commit. You could have 3 hours, and you know that for those 3 hours, you're busy. And if anybody says, could you do this? Could you, you know what? I can't during those 3 hours. I have an appointment for those 3 hours, but then I can do whatever else. And you prioritize those 3 hours. And those are your hours to go out with your camera and take pictures, or go out with your phone and take pictures. And then when you get home later, you can look at what you did and you can be like, oh, I really should next week, I should work on light exposure, because my light exposure could be better. Or, oh, next week, I'm going to work on how I frame it. Like that's what I'm going to work on. And then you're constantly improving. And then you become a photographer. You become someone who does this. Ness, would you agree? Is this a good place to start?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as a photographer, the main thing is to have the equipment on you regardless of what you're doing. So you don't. I will agree. Oh, can you not hear me? Oh, right.
Yeah.
The stream couldn't hear me because it's different. The main thing is to have it on you whenever, right? So like when you're going out and are just doing shopping or whatever, or going to work or things, then you get to do it. You get to microdose it. You get to see. You get to look at the world differently because you're trying to capture an image, or trying to capture something. And then that's when they're like, oh, wow, I have an idea for this now. Because I did this, I can do this. And then the planning, like you said, the 3 hours will be easier because then you have a goal of like, wow, now I want to do this. And then it just escalates from there. I think from my personal experience, I cannot speak on photographers.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Would you be able to take your camera with you everywhere? Or would that just be, in your case, just it's that you have your phone at the ready and you just be snapping wherever you are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, sometimes I forget my camera. That's why I have my phone. It's like if I see something, I take a picture of it. So mostly I have my phone on me.
That's how I started on phone. So
My phone, yeah.
it works. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that I don't do most though is like when I take pictures, I don't take the time to edit them or like look at them. So I think I should do that more often now.
So, I mean, that can be part of the process. That can be like on your, you know, camera date day, on your photographer date day, where you have your 3 hours. When you get home later that night, look at what you did. And then you can say, oh, I did a really good job with that. I could work more on that. Oh, that's really good. I'd like to work on that. And then periodically, are there photographers who you like? Are there photographers whose photos you like?
Yeah, mostly some friends that I met along the way. Yeah.
Nice. Are there famous photographers whose work you like?
Famous photographers? I think I follow certain people, but I forgot their name actually, and I haven't had enough time to check.
But so on social media,
Yeah,
on
social media,
Instagram,
yeah.
whatever, you can be like following the ones who you like, and then you can start a great way to start is by imitating someone's style. So like when you look at what their pictures look like, you can say, oh, you know what? Their view is always that this is in focus and that isn't. Yeah. And the way they frame it is always like blah, blah, blah. How do you do that? And so on your date, you know, you can, that week's date, it can be, how do I take pictures like this one? How do I take pictures like that one? And then you're just always teaching yourself, and then you're doing something. You know, and then there it is, like you're 28 and doing something. You're becoming a photographer. Does that seem doable? Does that sound like a way that you could start feeling like you're doing something and feeling proud of what you're doing?
The way you explained it, yeah, I think I could. Yeah. It's actually giving me motivation right now to do it.
It's not like it, you don't have to say like, poof, I'm going to wiggle my ears and I'll be a photographer. Like that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And there's no deadline to when you have to become whatever it is that you're becoming. I mean, in life, we're all just becoming. I have no idea what I'm becoming. I in any given moment can be becoming something different, and I don't know what it is. But what I can do is just do whatever it is that feels like the right direction to go in.
Yeah.
And just keep doing that. And if that feels good, that's what I should do. And if this feels good, this is what I should do. And if this doesn't turn me on anymore, then this isn't what I should do. This is what I should do. Like, and so I would look at that over however it is you feel like you're judging yourself. I'm trying to remember. I heard this wonderful story. God, who was it? Oh my God. I'm going to tell a story now. I'm going to be missing all these facts. So please forgive me. There was someone, I think he was in his 40s. He was in his 30s or in his 40s. I think he was in his 40s. And all he did was read. And people were on him like, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. And he was just reading. He loved reading. And so he spent years just reading. And like literally all these people were like, and all he did was read. And finally, at a certain point, he got motivated and he wanted to write something. And he wrote a book, and now this is so embarrassing. He wrote like some famous classic book, like some unheard of book. Who is to say that if he had spent 1 year less just reading, that book would have still turned out as good as it did? Or if he wrote it 10 years sooner, it would have come out? No. What he created was the result of all of the years of him doing nothing, but cumulatively gaining whatever life experience he needed and knowledge he needed and information he needed and art he needed. And in your case, photographs that you need and information that you need to become who you're becoming, to make what you're going to make. No one is keeping score of how old you are when you do whatever it is that you want to do. But you do need to keep yourself engaged in the things that turn you on, even if it's in little tiny bits, even if it's in taking pictures here and there on your way to and from the grocery store, or a 3-hour date with yourself to take pictures at the zoo or in the park. That's how you accumulate the hours of getting good at whatever it is that you want to do. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes total sense.
Does that help?
It did help, yeah.
Will you put some of your pictures in the Discord?
Yeah, sure. I would. Yeah. I'd
When
like
you,
to share.
okay. Yes, put
And
some
when
of
I
your pictures in the Discord so we can all see.
and when I do that 3-hour day, I'll see if I could get something
Yeah,
out
if there are
of
a
it.
few that you're like, these were the highlights from the day, but I think that next time around I'm going to work on blah blah blah, and if you have a day where you don't like how any of them come out, that doesn't mean you shouldn't keep doing it. It means
No.
that now you know
Just-
the next thing to work on.
Yeah.
Like it's just all cumulative.
Mhm.
I'd like to add to Jen's bit, or just what you just said just then. I, instead of like asking what to shoot, I've decided to shoot everything. And so when I did landscape photography, I was like, this sucks. We also live in New York, and basically in my head, it's all been photographed already.
Yeah.
So I am done with it, at least for where I live. So then I figured out, like, okay, that's not my thing, and then you just continue from there. That was it.
But Ness,
Yeah,
you had
yeah.
to take those pictures to know that you didn't want to take those pictures.
No, that's what I'm saying, is you do it and then you
have to
figure
do
out.
it to see what you want to
Yeah.
do. And
Yeah.
nobody's going to take a picture the way you're going to take a picture. Like, you're the only one with your body of experience. You're the only one behind your eyes. So, and the only way that you find out how you take pictures is by taking pictures.
Pictures, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could be good at taking photos of this and then bad at some other. And I'm like, okay, let me focus
Right,
on
and you
this
might be
one
like,
more.
I hate taking pictures of this.
Because of
Oh my
that,
God, I'm
yeah.
taking pictures of this, and I hate taking these pictures. I don't want to take these pictures, but I love taking pictures of that. That's fun to talk about or take pictures of, or ooh, how do I do that better? Who else takes good pictures of that? Oh, I like how they do this. I'm going to try that. Okay. Oh, okay. No, but if I like it, I want it a little more like this. And then you just have to follow what feels good to you.
Yeah.
And then who knows, you might end up striking up conversations in the store. Like, one of the great things about working in a place like a grocery store is you have interactions with all these different people from all these different walks of life doing all different things. And like, you find yourself in these weird face-to-face situations. Who knows? Like, if you're carrying your camera one day, someone might say, oh, you take pictures? Yeah, I take pictures. What do you take pictures? I take pictures. Oh, that's very funny. I have a blah, blah, blah. You could take pictures of my blah, blah. Like that. It's only by doing it and having the stuff with you that those situations all happen. If you're not doing it, those things don't fall in your lap, but they do if you're doing it.
It's funny because I'm like most confident talking with people when I'm at work, but in public, I'm too nervous to speak with anybody at all. Like some of the customers, like loyal customers that always come to the store, basically, I always have a chat with them. Yeah, but with public, I don't know why I can't talk to people in public. I get
Well, you
scared.
have lovely energy. Of
Yeah.
course, I mean, if you're a familiar face, you have such a nice way
Yeah.
about you. I'm not at all surprised that you would do that. So maybe then by having these conversations in the store, that's training you, that's priming you for how it'll be out in the world. And maybe by seeing how nice everyone is and how warm and receptive people are to you in the store, which there are a lot of people who work in stores who don't have nice chats with people and aren't personable and have, so the fact that you're someone who commands such nice energy is evidence to you that you're someone who has nice interactions with people and that you are safe to talk to people.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be gained working in a store. I wouldn't write that off. There are a lot of lessons in the world and in life. Now, I had this crazy, I'm sure you've never heard of this because you're like 12 years old. You're not 12, you're 28. But there was a TV show called Cheers a million years ago. Everyone in the chat, do you know what Cheers was? It was
Maybe I heard of it, but I think I've never seen it. Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't
I
even
know Cheers.
You know Cheers, Ness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
People in the chat, if you know what Cheers is, say you know what Cheers is. I'm going to take a look and see if the people know what Cheers is. Who knows what Cheers is? Let's see. I'm looking. Oh, there is a yes. You are, in fact, a tiny infant. You are. Oh, I'm sorry, Jencohn. I'm sorry. You know what Cheers is, Dinara. Thank you. You do not. Okay. Andromeda does not know what Cheers is. Used to watch it with your parents. Thank you. Okay. So Cheers was like the most popular television show in like the late 80s through the mid 90s. Late 80s through mid 90s. It was like this huge television show. Is that maybe even later than that? Maybe it went to 2000. I don't know. It was this. And it was all set in this bar in Boston. This bar in Beacon Hill in Boston. And it was the whole scene. And it was these regulars in this bar, and Ted Danson became a household name because of this television show, Cheers. Woody Harrelson got his big break on Cheers. Cheers was this TV show where everybody knows your name. Thank you, Jencohn. Thank you very much. Good. Okay. So there we go. Wait, 82 to 93. Okay. There we go. Thank you. Oh, thank you. You don't know you were born in, right. Exactly. So anyway, as a result of this TV show, the actual bar that was used, that they like claimed was the Cheers bar that they used for the photos, like when they had the video of the exterior of the bar, was this bar in Boston in Beacon Hill called the Bull and Finch Pub. And this bar had tourist lines around the block, like, I don't know, probably till 2010, probably till 2010. There were lines around the block going to this bar because it was the most popular. The way that like the apartment in Friends, there are always tourists there. This bar, everyone wanted to get in and get a mug and get a t-shirt and go stand at the bar. And it was like a thing. And so in the summer, tourist season galore, and it's the fall too, but most of the summer, like it was ridiculous, the lines. And so they needed to have crowd controllers to entertain the crowds waiting to go into the bar at Cheers. And so I was, for a summer, the crowd control girl at Cheers. Right. This is the most ridiculous job ever. I had like a button. I had to like entertain it. I had to like talk to everybody and whatever. All these strangers from all over the world, all they want is to like go get a t-shirt and a button and whatever. I learned so much about dealing with strangers from being the crowd control girl at Cheers, like dealing with the crowds and like having to entertain them and having to like keep up my energy and be smiley and friendly for hours and hours in the blistering heat on my feet, exhausted, hungry, thirsty. People were annoying. Things were, and I was like, I had to like do this was like the dumbest job. I learned so much. It was invaluable. I think that you like to, again, take everything that you're learning from this job of which there are many things. If you've been there a while, then you've got authority there too. So you know about how people run a business, you know about how shelves are stocked, you know about inventory, you know about dealing with money, you know about dealing with customers, you know about customer service, you have tremendous skill sets, a lot of which, if you ever decided to be a photographer, you would need to know how to deal with a customer. You would need to know how to deal with clients. You would need to know how to do pricing. You would need to know how to do, you're learning lots of life lessons from where you are. So don't discount where you are.
Yeah, it started to make clear to me now. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, look at this. I panicked when I got that task at work. Right. These are you are a work in progress, as we all are, as every one of us. We're all figuring it out in real time. For sure. Okay, put the pictures in the Discord. I want to see.
Sure thing. When I have the chance, I'll send in the Discord. I'll let you know how I'm doing.
Cool. Okay, please
All
do.
right, thank
So
you.
nice talking to you.
You too.
I hope
Thank you.
I run into you. I want to run into you with your camera.
A sure thing. I hope so.
Me
I'd
too.
like to meet you in person. I actually got your signed Pop Funko. I think it was like 4 years ago, I think. I don't remember when, but I had it a long time.
Amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes me happy. That's great. Very cool.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great night. Thank you.
You too. Nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Bye. That was so nice. That was so nice. Yeah, I had that. Did all of you have like wacky jobs of these natures?
Toys R Us.
Right. There you go. Nestbot, the Toys R Us job. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny. I loved that. But meanwhile, look at all the crap you learned from these jobs. These jobs are amazing. Wait, my Overwatch main says thank you to me. Yes, of course. So well said. Thank you, Rachel. Hi, Sarah. Wait, thank you. Join the Discord to learn when Cheers is. Thanks, Ness.
Thank
you, Ness.
Yeah.
So when I went back, I went to Emerson College in Boston. And when I went back and talked to students there were no longer any lines at the Bull and Finch. I think that now enough people don't know what Cheers is that probably they're the ones who drift over, but they no longer need crowd controllers. But I still have my Cheers shirts, my like uniform shirts in the closet. I could never get rid of them. They were hysterical. I like official Cheers employee shirts, blue button down, said Cheers. So funny.
Jen, I'm gonna take over the stream for 1 sec before we go.
Go for it.
I wanted to show you something because it came to me in a vision. How do I show myself?
What came to you in a vision?
Oh, that's me. Okay, now to do that. Okay, cool. Oh, this weird blur thing. Well, when we're talking about using what you have, right, and like photography, right?
Yep. Let me see.
Oh, how do I delete the background? Oh, I see. Okay. Hold on. I have this. Okay, cool. This which we made on stream. The mood board, and on this, how do I make sure that the thing is still working?
The mood board stream.
If you look on, where is it? Here, I have a picture of New York, right? Like this is like New York, and then this little quote with next to it, which was, what does it say? I believe in working with what you got. So that was a reference to using the city as my photography grounds. Yeah. So that's remind me of this.
Nestbot, how much of that is true now?
It was funny because up here, I put a bunch of places to go first, and then I just stuck the plane on top of it. But I didn't realize that the plane flew directly to LA first, which is funny, and so we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't looked actually at the rest of it, but yeah.
Guys, this was a pandemic project that Ness and I did. We did a live stream of doing mood boards. And we did this mood board stream, mine because I was feeling so housebound. I think it was all about vacations. Wasn't mine like an all vacation board? And I've been to some fabulous places since then. Like I got my traveling on after that and have laid in lots of like delicious Mediterranean Caribbean water since, because I was starved for it. But yeah, but isn't it amazing? You make these boards, you look at them for a while, they get imprinted in your head, and you just point your life in that direction. It's just like pointing your car in the direction you want it to go. It's very powerful. Maybe we'll do mood boards again.
I was gonna say we should do an update, refresh.
I would love to do another mood board. That would be
with
great.
Abe, who's gone, but when they come back.
When Abe comes back. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll plan
All right, that was it.
I love that. Thank you, Ness.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow for the Overwatch Q&A panel at 6 p.m. EST, which is 10 p.m. in London, which is 3 p.m. in Los Angeles. And then I'm going to see you on Thursday at 6 p.m. EST, same time, to do my signing stream. So if you want a pop or a print or a poster, you can get it at my Streamly store, which is in my bio on TikTok or in the chat on Twitch. And guys, I love you. You're wonderful. Do me a favor, join the Discord if you want to ask a question for Ask Bird Mom, or if you just want to be the first in the know about what's going on next in streams. And I'll keep you posted, and I'll see you next week again for the next Bird Mom. It's going to be a busy week, guys. I'm going to see a lot of you guys this week. This is great. All right. Mwah. Thank you. Have a great night, guys. Bye. Take care. Take care. Love you too. Love you too. Thanks, Angel. Thank you.